Hey guys, Sublord here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll be continuing our looks at the Music Maniacs with good old Eddie the Head as the Trooper, of course, of Iron Maiden fame. This, of course, brought to us by the fine folks over at Big the Bad Toy Store, as well as McFarlane Toys. And I say that because Big the Bad Toy Store is the only place I was able to get this guy for 25 bucks. Everywhere else he's like 30, almost 40. Which makes me scratch my head a little bit. I had to pony up for Alice Cooper. I wasn't going to do that with this guy. Picked him up, shipped my pile of loot prematurely because then a bunch of crap processed, so yeah. Not the first time that's happened, thanks a lot. But at any rate, I got him relatively fast, so that's good. Because for a while it seemed like BBTS was taking forever to process stuff, forever to get stuff out. I'm assuming that has something to do with the T word, but we're not going to talk about that today. We'll wait and save that for a video going up in a couple of days here. I'm sure you guys will have a nice little chuckle about that one. If not, well, screw you. It's my channel. I do what I want. But before I get too far ahead of ourselves, why don't we take a look at all Eddie has to offer in terms of accessories, starting off with the collectible trading card with the Trooper, album art, I think, on there. Bio on the back. Eddie is a really cool 80s heavy metal band mascot. There you go. That's all you really need to know. He's a zombie. He is very marketable, especially during Halloweeny season. And as far as actual accessories, he's got his frag, his British flag. That's all torn up there. The little spear. It's, you know, gummy, whatever. It's flexible. You're not going to break it. And then his sword, which is also very yummy. Now, you could probably take a Marvel Legends sword like this and give him that instead. But, I don't know. I don't mind this. This probably got blood on it, too. A little bit towards the end. And then he's got his backpack, which doesn't have the sword holder on the side there. But, I don't really mind too much. It doesn't look like it was supposed to be there. And not for nothing, from the front, the way the album art is, I don't really see the sword holder. If you can, let me know in the comments. And before anyone corrects me, I know it's a sheath or a scabbard. Alright. It'll be a D-I-C-K E-Y-M-O-U-S-E. He does have the stand with the microphone holder, oddly enough, which you don't need because Eddie doesn't sing. He's a drawing most of the time. He's an inanimate object. But I will say, if they ever did make like a reaction, like I don't know, Bruce Dickinson and the guys in Iron Maiden, you could use this guy as like a stage prop. He could march out on stage and be all, very cool. I would like to see more Eddies like this, especially like a Number of the Beast, which is like the most popular one. Weird, he's only got a couple of figures. But I like this. This kind of reminds me of what Fig Biz was going to do back in the day, all of 2-3 years ago. They had a bunch of Eddies planned, but they all got canceled, which sucks because they look really cool. And their articulation's a little bit better than this. They at least have in and out at the hips and double knees, as opposed to what this guy has, which is very primitive and a little tricky to get him in the Trooper pose, but as long as you use the base here, I can pick it up, I don't have nails. If you use this base here, you can put him in a Trooper pose somewhat. But as far as articulation goes, his head is on a ball peg, can look around. Because he's bald, he moves around a lot better than the other guys, so that's nice to see. Shoulders will go out, back down, forward and back. Very smooth on this side. This side's a little tighter, but not by a lot. And it's mostly friction holding this one. So, you know, be mindful of that. He does have single jointed elbows that will rotate and hinge. How's this side? About the same. So they loosen the joints up a little bit, which I think is okay for a figure like this. It's a novelty figure. It's not supposed to be like, ooh, I need it to hold this pose for like 20 years. He does have swivel wrists, which oddly enough, this wrist does have a decent little click to it, but it is the one that holds the heavier accessory, so I'm okay with that. He's got a waist cut They did cut the, I don't know, they didn't cut the skirt, but it is very soft, so you can get it out of the way. So you can kick his legs up. Sit him in the Batmobile if you want. Why can't Eddie drive the Batmobile, dang it? He's got a license. He can drive a freaking plane. Making sure I didn't, like, tear this. I don't think I did. I think that's just... It is what it is. But he does have a single-jointed knee with rotation. And that's it. Of course, he got the peg holes at the bottom of the feet. But a very cool little figure. You know, it's nothing special. It's nothing crazy. It's not the first Trooper we have. I would say the best Trooper we have is the NECA 8-inch retro cloth, despite the fact that he doesn't have ankle rockers. I could totally see him reissuing him with those, but despite the fact he doesn't have rockers, he's the easiest to put in the Trooper pose. And, you know, the only other one we have other than that is the reaction figure, which can't even do most of the poses this guy can do. And then even less articulated is the old McFarlane Trooper Eddie, which is basically a statue. Pre-posed like the album art, which if you want one that looks just like the album art, although I don't know how the face looked on that one, but if you want one that looks like the album art, that's probably the way to go. It's in the pose. You don't have to worry about having enough articulation to get it in the pose. But as far as fun factor goes, unless you just like to sit there and stare at crap on a shelf, you're not going to have a lot of fun with that one. But this one I like because it's cheaper than the big NECA one. First of all, that was like 40 bucks. I think it was 30 when I got it, but it's like 40 bucks now. But he's like 25 bucks on BBTS. He's not like fragile in any way. His weapons are a little tricky to get into his hands, but I'd rather him hold him than drop him all the time. That can be very tedious. But once you get them in there, they're not going anywhere. They're staying in there. And not for nothing, this hand being tight, at least for me, is a blessing in disguise, I will say. I'll do this. There you go. But yeah, I dig it. It's a cool little Eddie figure, and would look good on any Halloween display, which not for nothing, I got my Halloween display set up. It is freaking bussin'. I was allowed to put it up a week earlier this year, so I actually get time to enjoy it and gloat about how bussin' it is. But I will say, what have you guys thought of this year's Halloween content on the channel? I mean, really, I'm asking honestly. Like, this isn't a joke. I know we have yucks and good times here, but what did you guys think? Because compared to last year, I don't know. I'm not feeling it as much. I enjoy doing the Halloween content, but I feel like last year there was more variety, whereas this year there was a gross amount of Hasbro crap. And while that's fine and it was appropriate, I like a little more variety. I like having different stuff. I think we do have some of that this year. We have some older stuff going on, but I don't know. I don't think it hit quite as hard as last year, but I'll let you guys be the judge of that, because, well, some of the videos didn't get as many views as others, but whatever. This is a free show. What do I care? But with that being said, I think it is time now that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old Trooper Eddie alongside Rob and Rob. The first Rob being his wave mate, Rob Zombie, who took some time away from digging through ditches and burning through witches to be here for this video, so thanks to you, sir. And then we have Mr. Rob Halford, who I heard put on a kick-arse show 30 minutes south of me. Wish I could have went, but being physically disabled, that makes that a little difficult. But hopefully they come back around again and play a little closer. You guys seen the concert footage I post on this channel. That venue is literally like 10 minutes from my house. So it would be nice to see bands like that play there. But it's not a Live Nation venue, so that's probably why that doesn't happen very much, because Live Nation sucks. But at any rate, Eddie and these two are like the same height. Not very surprising. If you have like the Batman 66 or the Super Friends stuff, you know exactly what you're getting with these. But I don't know, I like having all these guys in one scale. Not for nothing, we need a Lemmy from Motorhead and a Dio in this scale. Where is that at? Dio doesn't have enough figures. Like, let's be real. Bringing in our two regulars, we got the Mythic Legions, Brother Manibulith. Wouldn't it be cool to see a Mythic Legions, Eddie? Just a random side note there. Or like somebody do a 3D head. That'd be kind of cool. And we also have the infamous. I guess it is because I have like several of these. But we have the infamous I love it Spawn, who as usual towers over everyone. And not for nothing, as stupid as it might be, I would take a Spawn line in this scale just if we were able to build out the universe or something. I mean, it's not my ideal scale at all. It's kind of falls in line with the Fig Biz and Loyal Subjects stuff, but I don't know. They're not crap, at least. They're not garbage, so, you know, I'll take it. I will take it. But, of course, good old Al Simmons towers over everyone. If I didn't say that before. That said, Eddie is almost a proud card-carrying member of the Men in Red and Black Club, but not enough black, but plenty of red. So with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and while it may be the loosest of the Music Maniacs figures I've taken a look at here on the channel, not including Mr. Rob Halford, who will be going up later today, but I assure you, he's not as loose as good old Eddie here. I'm going to say that this Trooper Eddie gives me hope that the fine folks over at McFarlane will give us a nice little variety of Eddie of Iron Maiden fame figures in this scale with this articulation scheme. I would like to see other Eddies done like this. Maybe Somewhere in Time. Maybe Number of the Beast, my personal favorite. And one that doesn't have a lot of figures for some reason. Even though it's like the quintessential Eddie. We got Aces High. We got Power Slave. We got Peace of Mind. Stranger in a Strange Land, which is literally Somewhere in Time with a coat and a hat. Shouldn't be too hard to do. Flight of Icarus, Killers, which is pretty much Number of the Beast, but with yellow pants and an axe. There are a ton of Eddies they could make, like the Trooper here, and I hope that they make some more. Phantom of the Opera would be a cool deep cut. But, at any rate, as far as this figure goes, I like it. It's, you know, typical for this line. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.